Good morning again, John Augustine back again. I'm doing about 1995 and continuing the saga that year. A lot of events occurred, which some of you would have lived through, but we forget about it. So I'm just reminding people of these events. And on the 11th of November 95, Neil Blayney from Donegal, the longest serving TD member of the Dáil of Parliament, as it's often called, uh, was the longest serving TD, and he's died, and he's buried on the Fanad Peninsula. May he rest in peace. He was a minister. He had a great record in the Dáil, but he was part of the group that wanted to help the beleaguered Catholics in the 6 counties that are being persecuted by the Unionists and people of that caliber in their own country. They've done this for years, gerrymandered, but they wanted to try and help the beleaguered Catholics to defend themselves, and they were prosecuted down here for that under the leadership of Jack Lynch. Yeah, and I met him one time at a hotel in I think it was Buncrana. And there was a hotel now that's no longer there, and he was meeting constituents. I happened to be visiting. I don't know whether I was staying in it. So I met him. So then on the 20th of November 95, the Deputy President of South Africa, F.W. DeCleirk, I remember him, he addressed a forum for peace and reconciliation in Dublin Castle. So, like, a small country, but we did support South Africa for the people, like under the leadership of Nelson Mandela, and he was released, and he was a great force for what would they call it, peace and reconciliation, and that's always a great gift in any leader to seek that type of accommodation with those who might have persecuted them. So there wasn't violence there that there might have been in other parts. And that was a great honour for Ireland to be to the fore of seeking peace in that country, and they can be congratulated for what they did. Um, then on the 26th of November 95, this is the Fine Gael Labour coalition. We know that they're up to no good half the time. And recount the divorce referendum. And a recount of the divorce referendum confirmed the result. In other words, voting for divorce, so that marriages were no longer safe, indissoluble. Yeah, that was the first of their efforts to undermine the Catholic faith. This same crowd and others of that caliber, Sinn Féin among them. And because of the disillusionment with many people, there were Fianna Fáil supporters under the leadership of this Micheál Martin has destroyed that party, supporting all this evil and never having a debate in the Dáil, which they should have. And so they voted for Sinn Féin, and Sinn Féin come from not many to having a good number and a possibility of forming a government. But we're deluded to hear there's a new party under the leadership of the famous name of Michael Collins from Cork, leading a party to support the Catholic faith. And he's going to have at least 25 people of that party to contest the next election. And I hope that he will have more than that and have member in every constituency. Maybe not in Meath West because Patrick Tobin is pro-life. He's a Meath West, so he gets my number one. So this is what we hope, and that was good news. I did a video about it. I'll be contacting him as well. On the 1st of December, President Bill Clinton, he did great work for peace in this country. He sent George Mitchell to the north, 6 counties, and he was a great help in getting peace. President Bill Clinton addressed both houses of the Oireachtas, that's the parliament. We have lovely names in Irish, the Oireachtas. And at dinner after the address, after the address, he addressed up to 80,000 people in College Green, actually in front of Trinity College, and I happened to be there too. And the last time I witnessed a great president was President John F. Kennedy when he come on a tour through O'Connell Street with President De Valera in the car. It's a marvelous experience. God, I was at that too. Yeah, 1963. Oh, powerful. Terrible that he was assassinated later on that year. It was a great chance for Ireland to be in the world stage. And he was here for good, but his family home was down in Wexford. I visited, and there's a park named after him and all the rest of it. Marvellous, marvellous man. 80,000 people. And then he was treated to a dinner in Dublin Castle by the government. Big dinner. So I think that will be sufficient now for that part of 95, because I'd like to speak about these people that contributed so much to the good of people, but the divorce referendum was a step in the wrong direction, and the Fine Gael Labour Party continued that sort of attitude, undermining the Catholic faith and attacking it. Yeah, on spurious grounds. Just because somebody had said something, and then they had one of their commissions, what they come up with when they wanted to come up with they won't see anything good. They'll try and see wherever they can see anything to do with a problem. And there was very few problems. But whatever they found, they exaggerated it, and they even criticised the Vatican to their eternal damnation. And Gilmore, supporting Fine Gael under Mr. Kenny, when he was Taoiseach stroke Prime Minister, closed the Irish Embassy to the Vatican, to the Holy See, established in 1929 when we had much funds. But the Vatican was the second state to recognise the independence of Ireland, to their great credit. This is the thanks they got from Mr. Gilmore, a former member of Democratic Left, a kind of a socialist, communist type party. Yeah. But the first thing was that they attacked and undermined the Catholic faith, and criticised nuns and Christian brothers and all the rest of it, that did such great work for the education and looking after the abandoned. The great blessed from Waterford. His name's not coming out of the head again. I remember. So bye now and say your prayers. Bye.